yeah, still, it has put a bit, yeah. Not that they say it, but I know that it has. Was, yeah, we had to cope with a lot of my bills.
Yeah. Sometimes I think the people who are receiving care feel like they're a burden on everyone else. And family might say, no, you're not. But I think maybe, sorry, I know from being the daughter of someone who had cancer, that it was a burden for me looking after my dad. But I wouldn't have had it any other way. I was so glad to be able to do that. And so I'm sure that your boys would be similar.
Yes, no, I know they would. Yeah, no, they do love their mama, and they do. And I would do exactly the same for my mom, and you know, that's what family is all about. I mean, you do what you have to do, and it's more important to have them and look after them, and I wouldn't want any of my family members to feel like a burden, because they're not. You know, it's something you do for love.
Exactly.
Yeah. And that's why I try not to be a drag. You know, complain if I have to, if it really gets bad, and open my mouth. I've learned my lesson. But not be overbearing and, you know, like whinge about everything, because it's really not that bad. I mean, I'm not a whinger, no.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Well, how about we talk about support and care now? Can you describe the type of support and care you received since you were diagnosed with breast cancer? That might be from friends, family, charities, patient groups, or healthcare workers.
From when I got the cancer, they gave, like back then, the main problem for me was, or issue for me, was the financial issue, because I wasn't sure whether I was able to pay for all these things, because I only worked 20 hours a week then, and I was the only one working. So, and I'm still paying, you know, year 12 and school and all that. So but I got help from like the Cancer Council, that they waive the bill, and they also gave me a brochure for cannabis, and they were paying for my medications, and but then cannabis closed in Wagga, so they weren't able to pay anything. I didn't go to Centrelink until much later. I don't know why I didn't do it earlier. Maybe I wouldn't have gone into such financial stress. I had to withdraw my superannuation. I just did it again so I can cope and pay bills. So it's, but I didn't get to the cancer support group. Maybe I should have, but I don't know why I didn't reach out then. I think it wasn't like really properly advertised, so maybe I didn't see it. I saw it much later in one of the books that they gave me, all the things that they were available. But as I said, because I didn't really read much, everything was so overwhelming that I didn't really read much. I just kind of went with the flow. Okay. But then,
In relation to breast cancer, what would you most like to see from new treatment?
What was the story?
In relation to breast cancer, what would you most like to see from new treatment?
What would I most like to see from new treatment? New treatment.
So maybe it might be something to do with side effects or symptoms that you think should be addressed, or the way that medications are delivered, or side effects, or the cost, or something like that?
Well, the cost, yes, maybe some of it can be, especially for the side effects, that can be supported by your health insurance. Because, for example, for the osteoporosis, I know there's medication that prevents osteoporosis, like Fosamax and things like that. But when I went to my health fund, none of them were covered by them. Preventative and a lot of osteoporosis and things are not covered. And I'm in top cover, so like they said, there's no higher level that you can go to be covered. You're already in top cover, you say Georgia, but unfortunately all these medications are not in there. So you still have to pay. So that probably, if that could change, and you can have, if we're paying through the RTs, I pay $400 a month for health cover, private health cover, and none of it for the cancer, or some of the medications are not covered. If it's not because I'm in Centrelink payments, I wouldn't even be able to afford all these medications. At the moment I pay $6.50 just because I have a healthcare card, because I'm in low income. But if I wasn't, then it's a lot of money that you have to spend a month, and your under private thing doesn't cover it, which is really.
Okay.
So maybe that would be nice, and and more support.
Okay.
Maybe.
And in relation to the actual treatments for breast cancer, are there anything to do with the medications that you think should be improved?
It's just the side effects, how it affects people, like the lack of sleep. I don't know if it can be something to manage the side effects with, I don't know how.
So,
but sometimes it's got,
Well, just thinking about the things that you've been saying all the way through the interview, it seems like that you would really like a more holistic approach to the medications, in that, yes, you know that you need to take the letrozole, but it would be nice if the letrozole came along with other medications that manage the side effects, like the hot flushes and the sleeplessness and that kind of thing. Does that sound right? Yeah. All right. Yeah. In relation to breast cancer, what would you most like to see from information? Were there any topics that weren't covered that you'd like to see made available, or perhaps the format of how information is presented?
It's really, there's a lot of information out there online, and there's a Beacon magazine that you read with, but the most helpful are probably other people's experiences, because they've been through it. and